Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, good morning and a very warm welcome on behalf of the law faculty. It is a pleasure and an honor to have you all here. And I just learned that some of you traveled more than 20 hours just to come to this conference. And this is really impressive. So we are very happy to have you here. And this is not only an honor for Chris, it's also an honor for our faculty. Apropos Chris, we, the law faculty, have to say thank you. Thank you to you and to your team of the Center of Comparative Corporate Finance Law for organizing this conference. I had a short view on the program, and I'm very sorry that I have not the chance to stay the whole day because the topic you choose, the legal persons as directors and officers, is really an interesting topic. I'm sure you will also discuss e-person and things like that. So, and I think it's very interesting to see the different views from the different countries all over the world. So I wish you fruitful discussions, and the weather today is great, so maybe you find the time to enjoy Vienna as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Britta. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As we're already running behind schedule, I will cut myself as short as I can. I will extend my thanks to all participants, also to my team. But we've had much of that already last night, so I'll leave it there. Thanks for coming. I will use a couple of minutes to give you a little insight into the matrix of this conference. So when we put together the conference, the first idea was to say, okay, we have a conceptual proposal, and that usually comes from the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, namely from the US. And the author of that proposal is with us, one of the authors, Todd Henderson. He will speak first and introduce us to the concept of using legal persons as members of boards of directors. However, when you, and we've distributed, I mean, Todd's literature is online anyway, but we distributed some of it. The latest on the topic is a book that he co-authored with Stephen Bainbridge, Outsourcing the Board. And you might have realized that the sort of working hypothesis is that we're talking a utopia, that is, of a possible legal rule that could exist, but unfortunately doesn't. And in fact, in the US, it doesn't. However, we found that particularly in Europe, we have plenty of legal orders that have made that step forward and introduced the possibility of having legal persons as directors. And this explains the structure of our conference today. So we will have a conceptual session first. That's our first session. We'll be chaired by my dear colleague Christiane Wenderhorst from the Austrian Academy of Sciences and Humanities, also from our law faculty. Then in the second session, which is presided by Walter Doralt from Graz, we will look into sort of the old view on this, sort of the empire view, if you forgive the Star Wars metaphor. So the empire's view will be started by Johannes Flume, then by Sebastian Mock, and then by Rolf Sethe. And it will provide a segue into those very legal orders that have chosen to allow legal persons as directors and officers. And as you can see, the list goes on. So by the end of this conference, what we hope to achieve is to have a conceptual and a legal empirical insight into what this is and to allow us actually to give us the tools in order to meaningfully discuss policy on this, as in to have a discussion as to whether that is worthwhile to be introduced in our various home legal orders. And I'll leave it there for the moment. What is left for me to do at this moment is to introduce our first speaker. I've already mentioned him, Todd Henderson. Todd Henderson collected degrees from Princeton in engineering and then a JD from Chicago Law School, which is where he's teaching right now. I think since 2004 he has been teaching there. And I met Todd two years ago when I visited him in Chicago, and I was deeply impressed personally by him and as an intellectual. And it was sort of a great and happy finding for me to see that it is particularly Todd's scholarship that can set the stage for our today's conference. Todd, thank you for being here, and I give you the floor. Thank you.